Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Jeff and Joelle of Solid Canine Training with the What Would Jeff Do show. It's a show we do every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream this on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Rumble. I've been podcasting for 16 years. It's interesting how many folks today are going to hire a dog trainer and not get results. Hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah, be conservative. 10,000 people today will hire a dog trainer, and 99% of them won't get the results that they are looking for. Folks don't understand what they're supposed to be looking for. They're either hiring a trainer that doesn't have the skill set. They'll hire a trainer that doesn't have a belief system where solving your problems as the consumer, the dog owner, is actually the goal. And they rather have an agenda and stopping your unwanted behaviors that you're living with daily are not part of their plan. You'll hire the wrong type of dog trainer. So we're a family pet dog trainer. We work with family pets. But you'll hire a trainer that does sport, which you don't need. Competition, you don't need. Agility, you don't need. You'll hire somebody that will do a great song and dance, have no social proof, not be polite to you at all, not understand the needs of a basic family, which is, we'll show this tomorrow. We had 4 dogs from one family coming in today. They arrived today. They're just boarding for 5 days. We've trained one of their dogs. The other 3 we didn't. We're doing it as a favor to the family. American Bulldogs, though, all of them. We'll show you how we can get all 4 dogs just to chill out while we're eating dinner. 3 of them we've never even trained before, worked with. One of them's a puppy, a 6-month-old puppy, with no training, really. We'll show you how simple it can be. It doesn't make a difference what your dog learns to do. That's not going to meet your needs. What you need to look for is how to stop your dog from doing things you don't want it to do. Do the most dog trainers don't teach dogs how to shut up? They don't teach dogs that are barking at windows how to shut up. They don't teach dogs when you're going through a farmer's market how to shut up and walk politely. They don't teach dogs when they're in your car how to shut up when you leave the car or while you're in the car. You ever seen those cars? They're driving down and there's a dog in the car, and every time the dog they pass a person or a dog, the dog goes nuts. And you can hear it like the whole time. Can you imagine driving like that? And that was just the 5 to 6 seconds you heard it. Imagine if that family is driving around for an hour. It goes on for an hour. I can't imagine living like that. If you hire a dog trainer, be specific. I need these things to stop. What is your protocols? What's your standard operating protocols for those? Because we have standard operating protocols for every single unwanted behavior that a dog has. Separation anxiety, have a protocol for that. Aggression, protocol. Leash reactivity, protocol. Believe it or not, and it's extremely similar for every single dog. Every dog is special. When it comes to training a behavior and stopping an unwanted behavior, there's maybe 10 to 15% variation in your training protocols. It's pretty much the same. When you're really good at what you do, well, my dog is fearful. That's fine. My dog is pushy. That's fine. Mine's a rescue. That's fine. Mine's 6 months old. That's fine. Mine's 10 months old, 10 years old. That's fine. Mine's a Great Dane. Okay. Mine's a Chihuahua. Okay. Extremely similar protocols, believe it or not. You don't need an individualized training program. You need a training program. The same training program I can give to 100 families, and it'll be applicable to 99 of them.
Got some questions.
Hmm.
Save your rants.
So I wasn't ranting at all. I was educating. So ask questions. We'll help you.
We have a lot of separation anxiety questions tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Animation says happy Monday. Hey, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Melanie with a separation anxiety dog. We're leaving for anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours once a day.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be doing more reps during the day or stick with once a day and continue extending the time?
Once a day, continue the time. You can do twice a day if you want to. But so Mel is a remote. She joined our online community because she was struggling. She couldn't even have the dog out of her bedroom without it going ballistic.
You're doing great. What are you, 2 weeks in now?
More than that, a month in, I think.
Really?
Yep, it's been a month. The dog
You're
now,
leaving the house now.
the dog now can sleep overnight out of the room, no problem at all.
In a crate.
And in a crate, and they can leave the house now. And it's going to be in, I would say, by mid-January, they'll be able to leave for as long as they need to.
You couldn't leave the house at all before.
Oh God, no! They haven't left the house for 2 months since they've owned the dog.
Damn.
Yep. So yep, that sounds good.
Whatever's realistic. It's like you just got to see. It's like, all right, we're going out for dinner.
Yep.
Let's see. Danny said, "What's a good crate to use for a dog that will bend and destroy a wire crate?"
Well, you can use the cheapest crate possible if you know how to stop that nonsense. This is the thing. If you use too strong of a crate, the dog can break its teeth. So you have to figure out a happy medium. So what you're going to do is, impact crates are great. The problem with those, though, is it's hard to see inside of them sometimes. There's a crate called the Alcatraz, or a heavy-duty crate that they make.
What the hell is the name of the one we use? I don't even know anymore.
Well, ours, we have a custom crate that we have.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. But what you want to do is zip tie all your weak spots and get carabiners for the front, e-collar on the dog, video camera set up. Start doing it while you're home, at night or during the day while you're home. Get the dog in the kennel. And anytime the dog puts its mouth, you can also, by the way, muzzle the dog as well for now. You use a basket muzzle, not the ones that keep the mouths closed. And if the mouth goes towards the bars, you can correct. Keep in mind, we stop separation anxiety and crate destruction 100% of the time over 2 decades with thousands of dogs, historically in 24 hours, absolutely in 72, and there's only 1 dog that's gone over a week. That's how quickly we stop it when the dogs are with us. Now, when they're not with us, it takes a little bit longer, but you can do it as well. Keep in mind also, so to answer your question, look at impact crates.
This is the one we use right here.
What's that called?
It's activedogs.com. It's a full vent aluminum dog crate. Damn, this thing's not cheap.
No, it's like
but this is
$2,000, right?
$925.
Well, that's cheap.
That's
Yeah.
36 inches though. We have the bigger one.
Yep.
So it's probably more.
It's probably more, yeah. So what you're going
But
to...
it's a good crate.
What's it called? Full vent aluminum dog crate on Active Dogs. Go to
Yeah,
activedogs.com.
put the link on Instagram. The problem is you can't but if you screenshot it and then on your iPhone you can take the link.
Yeah. Keep in mind that also how we stop separation anxiety is all the work we do that has nothing to do with the crate. Are you holding your dog accountable on every command? Do you have leadership structure in place? Are you letting your dog free roam, or do you have structure in your house? Holding your dog accountable when they break commands, holding your dog accountable for any unwanted behavior. So it's a whole formula that we do.
You're right. It is made to order.
Yeah.
That's the exact one we have. That thing's lasted forever though, with some intense
The
stuff.
problem is a dog can break its teeth.
Could.
So you got to stop it. You got to stop. So you got to stop it
anyway.
anyway. Yeah, you got to stop it anyway. Next.
Let's see. Dogs Country Canine. Hey there from Texas.
Hey,
How are
Texas,
you?
what's up?
Nancy. Hello, Jeff and Joelle from Canada. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy, how are you?
Linda. Aloha from Hawaii. I have 2 Aussie brothers, 5 years old. They are great, but it seems like no matter what I do, they always want to lead on the walk. My husband doesn't care so much. I hate it. Mixed messages. So if we did expect the same, how should I retrain them to heal together? Do I train them separately?
Yep. So the reason why they're getting ahead of you is because they don't know heel. All right. And if you say yes, they do, I would be like, well, then why did you ask the question? Right? Not to be snarky or mean to you, but they don't have a good enough heel command. So yes, train them by themselves. When you put them together, absolutely they try to jockey for position. We have got videos, though, numerous videos on how to get dogs to go into follow mode. Our heel is a dog is in follow mode. Remember, most heel videos out there and most heel tutorials are teaching dogs a competition heel, which is the last thing you need. This focused heel for a family pet is just plain old silliness. It's silly to teach a dog focused heel for a family pet. It's not what they need. They need a casual, not drivey, just low arousal follow, where they almost look sort of like doom to doom, doom to doom, doom to doom. Like we get so many comments when Angela or myself walks dogs. God, they look so bored. I'm like, it's just a walk. It's a basic walk past dogs, past cats, past birds. We also take dogs for bike rides where they're like, yeah. And they also go off leash in the field where they're like, party. But the walk, they're sort of like, yep, we're walking. Yep, just walking. Yep, just getting their steps in. They're literally getting their steps in.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And training, because then you can work them on auto sits, throw in some downs if you want to, do directional changes.
The sucky part though is if your husband's just going to keep undoing your work,
then
what's the point?
Right.
You're not gonna actually get that nice heel that you want.
Yeah. But it's possible you can get a great heel and he doesn't.
That's
I mean,
true.
it is possible.
Just
but,
tell him don't use the word heel.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna train them. Oh, heel means walk
Yeah.
6 feet ahead of me.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Tell him not to use.
You're not allowed to say heel.
Or you come up with a new word.
Yeah. There you go.
And let him keep saying heel.
Mm-hmm.
So just
you have a secret word.
In German, you can use the word Fuß. Like whenever we train a dog in German, it's Fuß. Right. Next.
Danny said the problem is when I go away, I don't want my dog to destroy my home. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. He's used to someone being there, and then we're going away at the end of January. So does he have separation anxiety though? Like, have you confirmed?
This is the crate destroyer?
Yeah. Like, is he gonna go nuts? Like, have you even tried leaving him yet?
Yeah. So
you got to start now.
So role play it now. Role play. We talked about this right when COVID happened. We said make sure everybody post-COVID trains their dogs because we knew everybody was home and then we knew everybody would disappear one day. And that's what happened. So as soon as everybody went back to work, I mean, I've been giving the same advice for decades, but still, it was so blatantly obvious. Everybody gets a dog for COVID, and then everybody goes back to work, and you get all these separation anxiety calls. So you need to role play it now. Role play kenneling up your dog. At a minimum, kennel up at night, and then start leaving the house intermittently. Next.
Melanie said 2-3 weeks overnight. He's sleeping the majority of the night.
Mm.
Today we left for 2.5 hours, actually able to go to the store.
Wow. Huge.
Spent about 30 minutes correcting him because he was trying to break down progress. So, yeah.
Awesome. This is who? That's Mel?
Mel.
Awesome, Mel.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like sitting outside.
Yeah, she has a video camera.
To watch him.
She goes to the end of her driveway and watches the video camera. Yep. I mean, it's a protocol. It's a protocol.
Yeah.
But this whole concept of like leaving 5 minutes at a time, no, that doesn't work for families. Next.
Amanda, 8-month GSP, goes into the crate and sleeps fine, but if he's not tired or when he wakes up, immediately starts whining and throwing a fit.
Yep. So we don't.
Wow, we have a lot of crate issues.
We don't train. Just to let you know, all of this stuff can be resolved, not made better, but resolved.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to know. Every one of these dogs that you're calling about, every one of them could sleep through the night. Every one of them could be fine when nobody's home. I just want everybody to realize that. And your dog doesn't need more exercise. Yes, your dog needs exercise. Your dog doesn't need any brain games at all. All right? Your dog doesn't need a job. Your dog just needs to learn how to not be a dick in the crate. That's it. So you need to do our protocols. we've got protocols for that, whether your dog is tired or not. I mean, some of our clients from Southern California, where it rained for 3 days, they couldn't do their normal walks. Dogs were fine. Some of our clients up last, winter, I'm just thinking about our remote clients specifically who did our fast track program, where they couldn't leave their house because of the snow for 3 to 4 days. They couldn't exercise their dogs. Dogs were fine. Sure, you need to exercise your dogs, but something always comes up where you can't as much as you want. And we don't want the dog to be out of control just because it didn't get a walk or a run. So it's a given you're going to properly exercise your dog. But a tired dog isn't a better behaved dog. A tired dog is just a tired dog. It wakes up tomorrow, and if it's an asshole, it's going to be an asshole tomorrow until it's tired again. So you don't tire dogs out to get them to behave better. You exercise your dog. And I own a Malinois. And Joel has a German Shepherd, and I've owned German Shepherds too. All of them drivey. And none of them got hours of exercise. You just need the structure. You need to teach the dog how to chill, how to just relax. And every dog that we work with can do it on command. And it ends up being a default behavior. In other words, you walk into a room, the dog finds a spot and just lays down, whether it's tired or not. They just know the protocol. Because that's what inside behavior is. That's family pet dog behavior. Next.
Terry said, having fun with my Wild West Bulldog crew. They've been good.
So far, yeah.
The puppy, oh my God. What is even her name? I don't even know the puppy's name. She's so freaking cute.
I had to write all their names down because I
almost texted you.
I've only met one of them. But she's skittish. The puppy is skittish and doesn't understand the bathroom protocols yet. So after this,
Delilah's sweet too.
After this, I'll be taking them all out for their last potty. And I took the puppy's water away because she gulped water as soon as she got here today. So, but we'll showcase these 4 bulldogs tomorrow, American Bulldogs tomorrow. Max, we know well.
Delilah listens to me. She got all excited in the kennel. I'm like, Delilah, down. She laid right down. So good job, Terry.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, she knows stuff.
Next.
Shai said here. Hey, Shai, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
Terry said Delilah loves bike rides.
Okay.
Nancy, I never created a dog until now. He's 3 and I leave his crate opened. I only use it when I send him in. Example, people come over or someone's at the door. He settles on his own at place after exercising. Will this mess up with the crate?
No. Why would it mess up with the crate?
He's going in and he's fine.
But start closing the door though. Is a big difference. Start closing the door because there's going to be a time where you might have to actually contain your dog. There might be a time you have to contain your dog.
That or whatever.
Yep, exactly. Or just you never know. They might start getting destructive. It's later as they're older. So we know of dogs that 12 years old. I did a thing with a client the other day, and her dog is 14 now, and it started destroying things. She's like, I've got to put him back in a crate. I'm like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Next.
Linda said, perfect. I'll watch the videos. One dog is better since I did spend more time with him. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we've got so our Green to Graduate, which is one of our online courses, start to finish. See, a lot of people just watch our tips. Keep in mind that we're full dog trainers. We're a full service dog training company, meaning we specialize in board and train. Like right now, like today, I train dogs. Tomorrow, I'll be training dogs, and we document everything on social media. But keep in mind, we have full online courses, start to finish. We have an online community. Like we have a whole other world that's available for anybody, but most people don't know about it. Like there's a whole other world out there of people who are actually doing great with their dogs because of our online community. You have a lot of people are struggling. Every single person that you see struggling online, like all these reactive dog groups that don't help at all. If all these people just joined the community, they would never struggle again. Never struggle again. Like all these dogs can be quote unquote fixed. Every one of them. Now, are some of them going to be as good as others? Of course not. That would be a stupid, thing to say. But all of them could dramatically become better. Dramatically. Our low bar is most people's high bar. In fact, our low bar is actually higher than most people's expectations. And that's our low bar. Every dog that comes through our property gets public access training that's service dog quality. Now, does that mean they should be having public access training? Some of them probably shouldn't, but they get it. Why? Because it's great for the big picture stuff. But it's great. Every dog can go to Home Depot, walk the aisles, do a downstay. Every dog can go to Barnes and Noble, walk the aisles, do a downstay. People can go by. Now, should all these dogs be in all these stores? Maybe not, but they can't. But we do it. All these dogs are off leash in fields. Should every one of these dogs be off leash? Maybe not with the owners, but they have the skills though. But they're off leash in their backyards that are fenced in, and they need to recall. They need to stop fence fighting. They need to come off of, squirrels and rabbits, and if someone has got livestock. Should every dog go to a farmer's market? Maybe not. But yeah, you got to take your dog through a crowd somewhere. Dog can do it.
It's also just good for their general confidence
Yeah.
and everything too.
Yeah. Next.
Danny said he's been like this since I got him. We used your methods and fixed it. But now that my wife is at home all the time, sometimes he randomly will act up. We have him in the crate.
Yeah. I mean, we can, again.
Let's just start working on it now, Danny.
So Danny, here's a great example. Unless you've actually, first of all, kudos to you for hold on guys, sorry about the camera. Kudos to you for busting your ass. But keep in mind, unless folks have actually hired us, that doesn't mean you have to. But drips and dribbles of our stuff is awesome. But when you fully hire us, you get exceptional results. There's a big difference. A lot of people have been like, yep, I've been following you for years, and I appreciate every one of you. And that's enough for a lot of people. But if you're really struggling and you're just following us on social media, you got to do more than that. That's when you and most of you are hiring dog trainers. Like, well, hello. So we're here. Sorry.
Hi.
We're here. We get a lot of those calls. I've been following you for a couple of years. I've used a bunch of dog trainers. This is. Let me throw some people under the bus here.
Sorry, guys. It is a little fucking offensive.
Okay. I followed you guys for years. I've already gone to a couple of dog trainers, but I'm still having problems. Can you help me? But I'm broke. Got it. Hire us first. Stop hiring us last.
Wild.
Yeah.
Our client, Dash's owner, she's like, yeah, I came to you guys first. I'm like, holy shit.
She doesn't know of any other dog
It
trainer.
never happened. She's like, I feel like I got really lucky.
Yeah.
Like, found you guys first.
Yep. She's heading back to Wisconsin. Missouri. Did I say Wisconsin? To Missouri. She's going back to Missouri today.
Yeah.
Yep. She drove down from Missouri. Yep. Next.
Let's see. Ellen, when you admonish bad behavior, what exactly do you do?
And what does admonish mean?
I'm assuming like
When I apply a punisher, when I punish the behavior, numerous things.
Reprimand.
So we don't reprimand dogs. We apply punishers for unwanted behavior. So there's a couple of different things. Who's that?
Ellen.
So Ellen, there's a couple of things. Are we talking about breaking an unwanted? Are we talking about breaking a known command, refusing to do a known command, or are we talking about doing an unwanted behavior? So we have a formula for everything. But it's always applying a punisher. Now you just have to understand how to punish dogs properly. There's actually a proper way to do it. So that's how you stop unwanted behaviors. That's how you get more reliable results. So the internet will say, use rewards. We use rewards to train. I know how to use rewards to train, but it has its limitations. So every owner needs to understand how to stop an unwanted behavior. You do that through the application of a punisher. But the internet's like the Wild West right now. It's a Wild West. Yep. So, and we show our stuff. So give me something specific. What are you struggling with? And I can walk you through step by step how to stop it. I don't need to know your dog. I don't need to know the breed of the dog. And I can stop it for you. Because there's a method to it. There's a method to everything. Leash reactivity, there's a method to it. Separation anxiety, method to it. Resource guarding, method to it. That's why when people are like, well, we need to see the dog. Why? Why do you need to see the dog that's resource guarding? Leash reactivity. You don't need that. You don't know what leash so this industry is interesting. But good people, we don't need to see it. We know what it looks like. But give me an example. I'll help you out. Love to help you out. Next.
RJ said my mom got mad at me because I hit Keo high when he ran back and forth against the fence with his scruff up with the neighbor's dog.
Mhm.
That's the precursor to fence fighting.
Yeah.
Fence fighting.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, I mean, it's you know, your mom's getting mad at you
I feel
for,
like most moms do that.
but
though.
your mom's been getting mad at you, RJ, your whole life.
And then meanwhile, she probably raised you with an iron fist,
Right.
but then gets mad when you discipline the
Right.
dog.
So
My mom was the same
so
way.
what he's doing is, so when dogs are loading, which is a precursor to any unwanted behavior, it's usually aggression or reactivity. You don't wait until they do it. It's too late. You apply your correction, your punisher at the loading stage, which would be the hard stare, which would be the pacing of the fence. Yeah, you stop all that stuff. Stop all that stuff.
Melanie said, how do you prove overnight stays in the kennel at others' homes? My parents watched our last dog when we would go on trips and wondering what that process would look like. Once you get all this shit out of the way, it's usually a non-issue.
How do you prove?
With separation anxiety, like if she has to now have her parents watch the dog.
Right.
Overnight.
So they've got to understand the process. But it's easy though, because you can just have a dog say sleep with an e-collar on and they're like, oh, if you hear barking or scratching or biting of the bars or something, just correct. So now they don't have to put all the hard work in.
Yeah. By then you should have it so well patterned and like be in a really good place that he's just like, okay, it's no big deal. Shy said, throw the e-collar on. My board and train was awful in the crate. Put it on and corrected for nonsense.
You can do it the first day. You can do it the first day. There's so much misinformation out there. People are like, oh, you can't do that. I'll have a negative association with the crate. Just to let everybody know that's a lie. How do I know it's a lie? Because 2 decades and thousands of dogs of experience of putting collars on dogs on day one for whining, barking, trying to break out of the crate and correcting them. We eliminate it. That's why. It's called results. It's called results. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, how do you stop some of this behavior? You have to do it remotely. You need a remote training device. We expect dogs to be quiet from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., whatever. It's not asking much. It's not asking much. Lay down, be quiet, be polite. They're all capable of doing it. Every dog is capable of doing it. So, next.
Avi said, amen to that. Hey, Avi. RJ said, does Green Graduate go over like free or hiking? Yeah, it's in one of the last videos.
Mm-hmm.
We actually literally take the dog on a hike.
Yeah.
So you see like our protocols for hiking and everything.
Yeah. Our clients want to do stuff with the dog. So our training, whole philosophy is not designed for classroom training. It's designed for real world training, meaning our clients want to go to the beach, hiking, backpacking, kayaking, RVing. They want to go to markets. They want to go to all kinds of, they don't want to just do like dog events. They want to do human events with their dog. They want to bring their dogs places. They want to go to cafes. They want to do a lot of things. And a lot of people, why would you bring your dog to a cafe? Well, let's see. Let me tell you a story about when I was on the road for 2 months with Angelo and 2 dogs in my RV. So we were always on the road for 2 months. So we took our dogs everywhere. A lot of people do that.
There's a nasty cat fight outside.
We've got.
It is so out of control.
We've got major
stupid
cat
cats.
Problems in this neighborhood. Really bad ones.
Wes and Tex are like, let us at them. We'll clear it up tomorrow.
I know. Yep.
Let's see. Veronica said, you helped me so much with the Great Dane, who's 4 now. Your videos still help remind me back to basics or beef up the repetition if something starts to slip.
Yep.
People forget training isn't one and done. Veronica, were you in our like original inner circle?
That's a long time.
Right? That was like one of the first online group coaching we tried. We're like, let's see if this thing can work. I think you might have been in there.
Yeah.
The OG inner circle.
Everybody gets a little bit lazy, but dogs, they pick it up real quick. They pick it up you go back to a little bit of structure. People, it's no different than physical fitness. It's probably one of the better comparisons is to personal growth and physical fitness, where you're in great shape and you're like, oh, now I can start having desserts again. Like, no.
You can.
You
just have to be aware of your consumption.
Know that you just put on 1,300 calories in that one little bite. So you better pay attention.
It's more about self-awareness.
Yep, exactly.
once people understand, because I was a personal trainer for like a decade,
Mm.
once I started teaching clients like how to properly measure food,
Makes a big
they're
difference.
like, this
Holy shit.
little bit of peanut butter is 200 calories.
Yep.
They start rethinking things.
Yep.
Like, maybe I don't need
Yep.
that much peanut butter.
Exactly,
It's like,
exactly.
no, you don't.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Let's see. RJ said, I hired a dog trainer. It's called Solid Canine Training.
Thanks, RJ.
Thanks, RJ. We appreciate you.
Next.
Terry said, I can attest to that. I got exceptional results.
Yeah. Max is a superstar. So
he's so much bigger now.
We'll feature Max. Max came to us.
Like he really grew.
He came to us for a board and train, and he really, what a turnaround that dog had.
Such a funny dog.
Yeah, and we'll
his head, I think it doubled in size.
I'll work with him.
His head's like this.
Yeah, they're just here for boarding, but I'll work with him. We'll have some fun. We'll have some fun. He had a great time when we do off leash stuff. Remember the first time we did off leash stuff for him.
Ball,
yeah, I know. He loves it. He's got fantastic recall. Yeah.
RJ said peanut butter has broken my heart after getting into nutrition. Same thing with sauces. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even eat peanut butter anymore because I'm like, I can have a whole ass meal.
Mm-hmm.
I can have like a whole chicken breast for 200 calories, or I can have this much peanut butter. I'm gonna eat the chicken.
Yep.
Nikki, I've owned, shown, and trained Akitas for over 30 years. I feel I've met my match with my current 23-month-old, 142-pound male. He's become incredibly reactive to dogs, strangers, to the point I've pulled him from showing, competing with, and taking in public. He's begun to growl at us, refuses to go into the crate, hard stare, lip raising. His separation anxiety is a huge issue. Howling, pacing. Continues for hours. I need to work on this relationship, and then it cut off.
Yep. Okay.
So I don't know what else you typed.
So we can dramatically help you. Everything you mentioned, we can eliminate or make better. Yeah. So it's not an Akita issue. The only issue is that it's a 142-pound dog, and that he's finally reaching maturity. So this is sort of your dog now. Not forever, but this is like the dog. So what happens is a lot of times up until 9-10 months, dogs, are a certain way, and all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, what just happened? Sort of like, 12-year-olds, kids, all of a sudden they become teenagers. You're like, what the hell happened? Not to humanize a dog, but everything you're describing can be either eliminated or made dramatically better with our program. This is sort of like the typical client that we would work with. If you can get your dog down to Florida for a board and train, we have an Akita coming in from Virginia in February 2nd or 3rd, I believe. A very large, dangerous Akita coming in as well. So leash reactivity, that's really hard for a lot of people to handle a dog that big that's leash reactive. If you do, we can help you. If you decide not to use us, all I can suggest is whoever decides to help you, make sure they grab the leash of that Akita on the walk to show you what to do. So if they're afraid to grab the leash, do not hire them. Do not hire them. So find a trainer that will happily grab the leash of your 142-pound leash reactive Akita and just be like, cool, let's go look for some dogs. Well, I mean, first they should, teach the foundational stuff. But everything we have an online coaching program, we have an in-person board and train program, but everything you described is easily in our wheelhouse. Easily in our wheelhouse.
That's like the norm.
It's our norm. Everything you just described. Yep. That's a dog that usually comes to us for board and train that gets dramatic results, and then you get trained. A lot of people are like, don't go to a board and train. The owner does. The owner needs the training. No shit, Sherlock. This is the issue. Try to get somebody to wrangle a 142-pound dog that doesn't have the skill set and is just being told or shown what to do. It's very challenging to do.
Especially when the client, like the owner's already got some fear of their own dog.
Yep.
It is very
or what
hard
the dog can do
to overcome that in a 60-minute session. We need to give the client a win, which means we train the dog and then we train the owner with a trained dog. It's a million times.
It's a lot easier to train an owner. Good example is when we rehab this dog to not be leash reactive. And then when it goes to the owner and we coach the owner, this is how you hold the leash. This is how you hold your body. This is what loading looks like. This is when you apply your punisher for the loading. This is what everything. I mean, we have a system for everything. There's a system. It's not just random. Everyone thinks that trainers like us we do these random things. It's like, it's methodical. And someone like myself, with all the experience that we have, we can do it in our sleep. Can do it in our sleep. So we can easily help you. But there's no tips other than you hire us. Not to sound salesy, but it's like, if you want fantastic results, you hire us. And for anybody that's like, and I put it this way, I would guarantee you would get fantastic results. I would guarantee it. That doesn't mean your dog will be perfect. That I don't know. But everything you just described, leash reactivity, I haven't met a dog that I couldn't stop that from. Ever. Any leash reactive dog I can stop. Yep. And I'm not the only one that can say that. There's numerous dog trainers out there that can say the exact same thing. There's a lot of us that are really good at stopping leash reactivity. We just understand it fully. Next.
Ellen said, like you did with the husky that didn't want his head touched. Like, how would you stop that?
So the husky when we do a counter conditioning protocol, we have a video called what's the one we did with Rue? What's it called?
Touch reactivity.
So we have a touch reactivity counter conditioning. Okay, TRCC. We show step by step in this video exactly how we stop it. It's a two-prong approach. We reward for the good stuff. We mark and reward for the good stuff, and we mark and punish for the bad stuff. For the Shiba Inu that I used, or a husky, doesn't make a difference the breed. Okay. Clicker and food for the yes. No, verbal, and bonker for the no. You can also use an e-collar. So we have a protocol on what we do. Dog's on a slip lead, and you start by reaching your arm out a little bit. You don't make contact yet. The dog growls or tries to bite it. No, bonk. No, correct with an e-collar. Hi. If the dog is neutral, click reward. So it's a yes and no conversation. And then you keep working your way in, closer to the dog, gently touching the dog, moving it back. It's actually step-by-step protocol. It's done over a series. Like within 1 week, you'd be able to manhandle the dog safely. It's usually takes about a week, sometimes quicker. And you do 2 or 3 sessions a day. But it's an exact protocol. There's literally a textbook exact protocol. So if I made movies of this, videos, we already have a full video out, but it looks almost the same with every dog that that has an issue with being touched. We did the same thing with Goose, the dog that is with us right now. And then I did a similar thing with Dash. And these are just the dogs that are just like the last 2 weeks. Like go back every week. So we get these dogs in about once a month that don't like to be touched like that. So it's always a yes and no protocol. The problem is so many people out there think whenever you tell no to a dog or correct a dog, it's going to make it worse. I've never seen that in my life. And I'm the one that's correcting the dogs. And we have the data that says it doesn't make it worse. The dog doesn't become afraid of men with glasses, men with long hair, Jewish guys. Like it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. There's so much parroting of nonsense out there. There's so many old wives' tales. There's so much now just chat GPT bullshit that's put into comments, but the people are actually on the street doing it. So that's the protocol for our touch protocol. And we show it with Rue. Rue is a dog. It's a Shiba Inu. The owners could never put a collar on that dog. They couldn't put any collar. It's not a prong collar, e-collar conversation because they weren't using those tools. And this is a dog that attacked us hundreds of times, tried to. And I show how we do it. That dog comes back to us once a year for boarding because Rue, once a year. So I won't see him. I just saw him maybe 4 months ago? And I haven't seen him probably for about a year. Came right in. What's up, Rue? I was able to just grab him, pick him up.
It's like a totally different dog. His whole energy is
everything changed, not just the touching part. The energy of the dog changes. The energy of the dog changes. It's dramatic. It's dramatic what we do. Next.
Shai said, I take Augie with me everywhere. He's my emotional support menace.
Yep.
You did a good job with him. Mary says hi. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary. How are you?
Melanie said, going on Ellen's comment, what is the punishment when the dog won't complete a command such as breaking from place? Well, break isn't really, that's the problem. Is like when you tell a dog break, but they don't want to get up, I'm like, well, you're on your own time, technically. I really don't care unless you have to do active reps.
But hold on. What's the
Take several calls before you'll move. You can't
Okay.
get past the need for leash. Like he doesn't want to break.
Okay, got it. Okay. So this is so say you've got a dog that won't release from command. Say they're in a down, say they're in place, which is different than technically recalling them, because recalling them would be lack of recall. Break means we do want dogs, when we say break, at least to get up. If they want to go back into place because they're tired, they can. So what we do is, what I would start doing is I would start with my release. If you're doing any reward still, you reward on the release. So a lot of times people reward on place, which is we do as well. Dog goes to place, market, reward. But then if you're seeing that your dog is a sloppy breaker, meaning if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, when you say the word free to break, if those are your release words, those are release words, means you can come out of command right now. So say you're in a down, people know what downs are. The dog's in a down state. And you say break, dog gets up and can walk around. So you can start rewarding on that. But what do? You can take, if you say break, you can just take the leash and a couple of leash pops, give the dog to move. Yep, next.
Veronica said, now when the neighbor dogs charge the fence barking instead of running back and forth in panic, one little reminder, she runs back to her cot on the patio until they go inside.
Mm-hmm.
She learned chilling during the chaos is more enjoyable than participating.
Yep.
Your protocol, screen graduate, and others got us there.
Yep. And a dog can also just walk around the backyard. As long as they're not running the fence line.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Shy said, do 90-day fast track.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thanks, Shy.
Yep. We have a 60-day and a 90-day fast track. It'll change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatic. Like, so many people have been jaded by dog trainers. Like, they're skeptical, but your life will change dramatically. There are dog trainers out there that can make dramatic difference in your life. Next.
Melanie said, this is during training when we do place, crate down, and sit drills.
Yeah. So you just start, you can also correct your dog with an e-collar. Yep.
Yeah, if you're doing like boom, 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 you technically don't even have to say break.
Yeah, don't say break. Just
send him to the next thing.
So what we'll do is we show this a lot in our community. We do a lot of drills, triangle drills. It's good for to make sure dogs are actually good with their command. So we'll have a place bed and then put the dog in a down, say 4 feet away from the place bed. With the dog in a down, you can just say the word place and the dog should get up and go right to place without you saying break.
And if he doesn't, then you can correct him.
Yeah.
Because you're at that point.
Yep. So we show that all the time. We show that in a lot of our just training videos because that's a common routine we do.
Yeah, you don't have to say break between every
You don't have to say break in between.
Like here, break, place, break. No.
You can recall the dog. In fact, I would encourage you to recall the dog off of place or recall the dog off of a down to work on your recalls. Especially on short distances. Believe it or not, it's sometimes harder to recall a dog in a very short distance because they have to really focus on come right to you, and they, instead of just wandering around your living room, can actually be more challenging for some dogs to do that. Next.
Zach says, hey.
Hey Zach, how are you?
RJ said, what's the third? The third what?
The third what? The third musketeer?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Go back to RJ's questions. I don't know.
Oh, place down and what? Usually
kennel. Yep. So we'll do triangle. So the place bed, the kennel, and then a down. And then the dog usually downs by us. So we've got a little triangle thing going. And we'll bounce dogs. We call it bouncing around the room, sending them to different areas, sending them to place, and we have multiple places set up usually.
RJ, you saw us do that a little bit in that workshop we just ran in the community. We did it with Dash. We just didn't have a crate in the living room, but same concept.
Yeah, we had a crate for the go home because he would get weird around his crate. He would guard his crate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The owner was incredibly happy. She's very happy. She's heading back up today. She was like, wow, it was better than I thought. It's good. Yeah, she's really, really excited. She texted me today because she was supposed to come here for another hour, just 1 hour more of training, but she wanted to head back home. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay. So she's like, no, it's going better than I thought. It's going better than I expected. We're going to head back. But she got 4 hours of training. So next.
RJ said, sounds like fun, something I can do in 30-degree whiteout weather.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
yeah, you can.
Sounds awesome.
And you can do it in your living room. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the 80s again down here in Florida. It's really enjoyable. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that I talk to right now this time of year. They're really miserable with the weather where they live. I just want folks to know we're in New England. Joelle's been in New England her whole life, basically. I've been in New England or Ohio my
That's
whole
not
life.
true. I lived in South Carolina for all of high school.
Okay. Your adult life.
That was my first taste of nice weather.
Nice weather.
And then when I got dragged back to New England, I was like,
Mm. I've been in either New England for 35 years. I was in New England, and then 18 years I was in Ohio. So I'll be 60 in 2 weeks. I'll be 60 years old. We're down in Florida now. We're down here for what? We're on year 5 or year 6?
4. We came down in 22 March.
Really?
Mhm.
Shit, that's it? Seems like longer than that. But it's fantastic down here. It's beautiful. The weather's just stunning. It is stunning weather. And it's great. This time of year is interesting because we can have mornings anywhere from 50 to 60, but boom, 80 degrees by the afternoon and sunny. In fact, since we got back from Greece,
I feel like I haven't seen rain
one time.
in like a year.
No, one time. It rained once.
Yeah, it was like a little sprinkle.
No, we had that big storm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One time.
That was at night, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't even count.
One time it rained. Yep. I mean, there's been some rain at night, but this was a major storm. Like, I mean, it was,
The patio flood.
yeah, it was major. Yeah, the whole street flooded and stuff like that. But yeah, it's only rained one time down here since October, since the end of September. Yep. Next.
RJ said, oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. Awesome.
That's all.
Nice.
Got through all the questions.
All right. Now we got to do last call with the dogs.
Oh, yeah. Terry texted me her name. It's Maddie, like Madison.
Yep, I've got it all written down. I wrote all their names down, and obviously,
Do we take board and trains internationally?
of course, yeah, we get dogs.
Like sending dogs
Yeah,
to us? Of course.
Get your dog to us. Yep. If you need help with the USDA filling out the paperwork, we can do that. If you need help with transportation,
But you mean like when we travel in Greece? No, we don't do board and trains in Greece. We'll work with people in Greece.
yeah, is that what do they mean?
I don't know. It's RJ asking.
Yeah.
But we have clients on Naxos. Yeah, we work
but
with a couple people.
but you can get as long as you can get your dog to us, we can help you, or you can fly us to your dog. It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of.
Hey, your brother's on here.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Good to see
How are
you
you?
guys. Glad you're doing well.
Hey, happy New Year, Mike.
Hey, Mike. It was nice
Yep.
in San Diego today. Grateful.
In fact, our mom.
We need to get out there.
Our mom. We share a mom, obviously.
Barb's coming
Barb's
here.
going to be here on the 8th of January.
Get ready. Barb's coming out.
Barb's coming out. I got to go grocery shopping for her. She's a vegetarian. So she's like, I said,
He
Mom.
said Happy New Year and early birthday.
Yep. I go, send me, thanks, Mike. She goes, send me, I go, Mom, send me your list of all you need. She says, she texts me all the food she needs. We got to go grocery shopping for her. Figure out where she's going to sleep.
Sounds good.
Yep. All right.
RJ's looking forward to seeing Barb. We have to make sure you do an interview with her.
Yeah. Barb's great. Yeah. Unfortunately,
She is.
my dad passed away. A lot of people knew my dad. He passed away, unfortunately. But my mom she's great. How old is Barb these days? Like 86, I think. She's wonderful.
Mike said keep your fridge sparse so it feels like home.
Yeah. Mike,
Oh,
she lives by herself.
2 little things. in the
Okay,
fridge.
she lives by herself and she weighs 100 pounds.
Our
Like,
fridge is always packed, honestly.
our fridge is
It drives me
packed.
insane.
No. The problem is all the cooking that I do,
Dog
it's
food.
meat heavy. It's meat heavy. But I'll come up with some
Get
good
her the vegan meat.
I'll come up with some good vegetarian dishes for her. So yeah. All right. Take care, everybody. Madly in love with all of you. Everybody have a happy new year if we don't talk. And if you're thinking about doing a boarding train, we've got openings in March. Got some openings in March. If you're thinking about doing a shadow, if you're a trainer, you want some experience, we've got some intense dogs coming in January and February. They'll rock your world. You'll learn so much. We have some leash reactive dogs coming in that alone
We have some intense.
come in for. Like if you're a trainer and you want to learn about leash reactivity, we've got a shepherd coming in.
He sounds insane. I'm actually like, this sounds interesting.
He's had numerous trainers that are very well respected, and they struggled with him. But we have not met a dog that we couldn't stop put it this way, every dog that's massively leash reactive, Angelo, who's 13 now, but when he was 12, 11, 10, 9, he can walk every dog that's leash reactive. Every single dog that's leash reactive can be walked by Angelo. So not only do we not fail, Angelo, who is all of, what is he, 85 pounds, 90 pounds tops.
He's as tall as me, but he's like
Yeah.
so skinny.
He's very thin. He's
thin
thin.
little thing.
He's thin, yeah.
Beanpole.
Good eating, healthy eating. All right, everybody. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.